Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having an incredible day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to look today, was the New Testament, was it originally written in Greek? Some people say Matthew, Hebrews, or was some other languages involved? Let's take a look. We're getting this information from the Hidden History of the King James Bible. Gail Riplinger. I think you'll find the information interesting. She's done some original research here, even though a lot of you don't like Gail Riplinger. Okay, so let's get started. In the 1500s, thanks for being here, by the way, John Foxe, author of Foxe's Book of Martyrs, records a statement that he called a certain old treatise found in a certain ancient English book. This ancient book says, now this is John Foxe of Foxe's Book of Martyrs there, Geneva, Switzerland. Also, the four evangelists wrote the Gospels in divers languages, as Matthew in Judea, Mark in Italy, Luke in Achaia, around Corinth, and John in Asia. That would be Ephesus area. And all these wrote in the languages of the same country, since Christ commanded his apostles to preach his gospel into all the world and accepted no people or language. Of course, Luke, he said that he had numerous sources, as a matter of fact. So that comes from Acts and Monument. We call it Foxe's Book of Martyr. Official name is Acts and Monuments, 1583, volume 4, pages 671, 675. The prologue before the book of Matthew in an edition of the Bishop's Bible. Bishop's Bible made in 1568. One of those editions said, Matthew, who also was called Levi, being of a publican made an apostle, did first in Jewry write the gospel of Christ in the Hebrew tongue, for their sakes which believed of the circumcision. It is uncertain who afterwards did translate it into the Greek tongue. Howbeit the copy of the Hebrew is kept unto this day in the library of Caesarea, which library one Pamphilus Martyr did gather together most diligently, and the Nazarenes, which in Berea, a city of Syria, did use the same book, gave us leave to copy it out. And that is from J.R. Doré, Old Bibles, an account of early versions of the English Bible, Ear and Spottiswoode, 1888, second edition, page 285. That Doré, I think I've got this Doré book. It's good. If I don't have it, I've seen it referred to so many times in my researches, I know it's a good book. Okay, Paul's letter to the Galatians, who spoke Celtic, and to the Romans who spoke Latin, we're going to get into that in just a minute, would of necessity be written by him in those languages also. History professor Kenneth W. Harrell, PhD, Yale, reminds us that it was not a Greek-speaking world when the New Testament was written, as some pseudo-intellectual seminary professors pretend. The Roman Empire had carried their Latin language across the empire. And she goes into about the gift of languages in Acts 2. We won't go into that. But, you know, she mentions Berber, Iberian, Celtiberian, Iranian, Scythian, Basque, Ligurian, Cantabrian, Parthian, Angli, Saxon, Gothic, and scriptures in many other languages. She mentions Romans 16:28 speaks of the scriptures made known to all languages. And on and so forth. She recommends listening to Rome and the Barbarians from the Teaching Company, which I would recommend that as well. I love the Teaching Company. I've got some reviews from many years ago here on the channel, if they're still there. It was not a Greek-speaking world because of their fear of the barbarians and Greeks. Roman Emperor Claudius, this is in the 40s, like 41 to 48 AD, made the speaking of Greek illegal, tried to limit its use, and on occasion revoked the citizenship of those who lacked Latin. And then it's got a map here. It says below the map of the languages of the Roman Empire lists just some of the various languages and dialects spoken when the scriptures were written. Only 11% of the empire spoke Greek. And so this map, of course, does not include all the world to which the disciples were sent with their gift of tongues. So it's got Lusitanian, Galatian, Celtiberian, Iberian, Lydian, Neo-Punic, Libyan, Neo-Punic again, going over here, Greek, Coptic Greek was primarily in northern Egypt, Nabatean, Hebrew, Aramaic, Syriac, Armenian, Greek in, is that Crete or Cyprus? I get Greek, Crete and Cyprus confused, but both of them spoke Greek according to this. Isarian, Pisidian, Neo-Phrygian, Galatian, because you remember in Acts 14 it says they spake in the tongue of what was it, I can't remember, it starts with an L anyhow. Thracian, Dacia, Illyrian, Noric, Venitic, Etruscan, Umbrian, Oscan, Gaulish, Celtic, Germanic, Brittonic, Goldelic over in Ireland. I want to say the Lacedaemonians, but it's not that. Anyhow, so she's got references here. Bruno Rochette, Language Policies in the Roman Republic and Empire, page 552. Suetonius, Lives of Claudius, 42. Got some other things, several references here. Companion to the Latin language, Blackwell, Alex Mullen, Introduction, Multiple Languages, Multiple Identity, Multilingualism in the Greco-Roman Worlds, Cambridge University Press, 212, Provincial Languages in the Roman Empire, Inscriptions in the Celtic World and Celtic Culture, on and so forth. So I think that's all we wanted to do here, yeah. So, pretty interesting. And we had a viewer recently, I want to do some more research on this, said that they had been presented quite forcefully, they felt, and I'd heard this before, but I've never explored it, that Revelation was originally written in Hebrew as well. So I really want to look into that. So God bless. Sometimes when you dig a little deeper, things are not as they're popularly assumed. Narratives can certainly be wrong. We need to get into original sources. So God bless. We love you. Thanks for being here. Check out our other videos. Hit the bell notification when you subscribe. Share with your friends. We'll see you. Bye-bye.